have it in another height. I keep stacking stuff up like a Dr. Seuss book or something. Okay, so, I've been talking about the event or the solar flash, or I think that's called Siddhartha or something. Anyways, all of the ancient civilizations and aliens and channelers, and everyone's been talking about it for a while. And we know it's coming because it is a cosmic cycle. And we've completed the age of Pisces, which to do an age, you have to go through every zodiac thing through, all the placements through that sign. I don't remember how long it takes. It takes a very long time. But that makes our ages, like the age of, well, we just left Pisces, but now we're going to Aquarius. Anyway, so this solar event is going to happen, and it's been being talked about so much lately. Like, this was the thing, it was one of the first things when I started, becoming aware outside of, I don't know, we want to call it the matrix, but when I heard that one guy talking, he's like, the whole solar system is a matrix. We can't break free from the matrix. So this controlling kind of illusion that we've been living here, when I started kind of waking up to it, like being aware of, okay, shit's not adding up. And we have rights as human beings, and they're being stomped all over. So when I started realizing that stuff, that's when the stuff about the event started coming into my reality. Like, I started hearing about it. And at first I panicked. I was like, oh shit. I know people don't even believe in God. How are they going to raise their vibration? They are just completely disconnected. They only are caught up in the illusion. They can't see anything outside of the illusion. So when I got pretty kooky trying to convince people, I guess, because that's when, people were like, okay, you've been crazy long enough, but this is over the top. I can't deal with you. So, but anyways, all of this stuff now is coming back around. Like, I keep getting all this, oh my God, stop behind me. I keep getting all this information coming to me again. And so Allison Coe, even, David Wilcock, he's been coming on and he keeps talking about it. He hadn't been talking for a long while because he was getting attacked online. And Allison Coe, she went through a whole long thing of being attacked online. And she's the one who, she does those past life reincarnation sessions. And then when she, what they talk about, because the QHHT, when they talk to your higher self and stuff, and they go into a deeper conscious state. So there's a lot more information that comes through, and you can talk about the future and stuff like that. So a lot of people have been talking about what's going to happen. And yesterday she released another one. And so I listened to hers, and it's all about that too. And she said that there was a couple more that she had done since she had done his, and they were saying the exact same thing. And she thought, oh, maybe they heard my other one and they're just repeating it. But then she realized she hadn't even posted it yet. So that's how accurate the information that keeps going from person to person. And these aren't people that know each other or something. These are just, people going in for these appointments. And she's so well known, she does them all over. I think she does hers online even. Like, you don't have to go to her place, I don't think. So she's doing people all over that definitely don't know each other. And people go from all over to go see her. So, yeah, and they're all saying the same things. So I just wanted to talk about this because for me, I feel like I'm a lot more Pollyanna, because I can see what's ahead past this part. This bad part, I can't see that part. I can just see the end of what's going to happen. I've said that, before. And that's why I think it's, people trying to predict timelines and stuff. It's shifting all the time. We have all these shifts, and the collective steers shit the way they want it to go. And so there's been so much of this talk again lately about the event. And I thought, well, I should share the stuff that she's saying, because it should get out there, because I don't know how all this stuff is going to happen. And when I hear so many people, I always listen to them. I'm always thinking they're kind of doomsdayers, it's, oh, the sky is falling. It's all the end or whatever. And that's not how I look at it. I look at it as, this is a transition into the next part, and the next part's going to be great. Really, really great. So, and I know that you have to do a lot of healing and stuff, because that is what got me to start seeing life in this other way. Because I was caught up in the same bullshit as everybody else for a long time, and it's horrible. And breaking free from it. Well, I was knocked out of it by getting a brain injury, but that, was the best thing for me. And, but you have to grow and stuff when you have something happen. You can't let something defeat you. And it's what you do to get through something is how you become who you are. So I feel like it's like so high that I feel like it's, so sorry. I know I'm moving. I move a lot anyways. I think I am just like movement trapped in a body. Okay. So anyways, I want to talk about what she said, because, several people are saying this under hypnosis. So that, and David Wilcock, a lot of people, because I follow disclosure. That's where I come at this. I was considered a conspiracy theorist because I believed in aliens and Bigfoot and stuff. So, I get labeled conspiracy theorist and, crazy. So, anyways, the people who I follow, that's what they talk a lot about. But during quarantine, all the different groups kind of started getting linked together. So weird. I don't know if it's a reflection or what, but looking at it from this side, I don't know what it looks like to y'all, but looking at it from this side, it looks really weird. Especially because I don't have those kind of eyes that it can, it's a lot more blurry. It's like really vague when I look at something. It's a lot more just, I don't know how to explain it. Okay. So anyways, the disclosure people have been saying that the government they have to say in June what is going on. So in this thing that she was saying that June's going to come and go. And July is when they're going to do it, because July is a deadline. They can't go past July. That this solar flash is being held back. Like we're getting these like bursts, and it's when people get these energy bursts, and they'll, like, a lot of people have no awareness, but there'll be an energy burst, and then people will just be like, oh my God, I don't even know what's going on. I've just had such a headache all day. I can't quit crying. I'm just like, oh, I can't quit thinking about blah, 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 and stuff like that. Those energy surges are to bring those in so you can deal with those emotions, so you have to face things. So we're getting these little bursts. And, anyone who's been following spiritual stuff and knows anything about this already knows that we're getting these bursts, and it's helping people heal. That's why you have all of these people for years that have been out there trying to talk about ascension pains and all that stuff, trying to help people through the physical symptoms and the understanding of what's happening to them. I feel like I need to sit up on something higher. And so the disclosure people, have been, and everybody, all the different groups have their insiders that they talk to and stuff. So anyways, the Pentagon was supposed to release a bunch of information, and it's been really wishy-washy, but they can't go past July. The aliens have told them, either you do it or we're flying in and we're going to just, announce it ourselves. So you better get on it. So, and the whole reason there's a deadline is because the solar flash, they're holding it back. They can't hold it anymore. The energy is about to go. And so I kept saying, I don't know, 24, 27, because that's what people were saying before, that we were a few years away. And I thought, okay, so we're going to go through the part of healing before it happens. It's not looking like that. Apparently, it's been pushed too long. So shit's about to get real. Okay. So the aliens put a deadline. because of the solar flash. There's nothing that they can do about it. They've said, you've got to tell the people, this is it, that this is going to happen. And when it happens, it's going to be kind of like with the Big Bang. Like, I don't know if the Big Bang was way bigger than what's about to happen, but this is big, what's about to happen. And, planets are going to move. So it's real big. And, so anyways, in the aliens, aliens, the other people, they have said to our government, you can't keep lying to them. They have to know what's going on. So it's going to start in July, and they're going to start saying it. And once they start saying it, it's going to be daily, every day. There's going to be another horrible thing that people are going to have to face. And, this is all about so much with collective of humanity, that we've allowed a lot of really, really horrible shit to go on in this planet just by us being so caught up in the illusion that we've just ignored the signs around us, and we were easily tricked and manipulated. So, that is going to be a hard thing for a lot of people to chew, especially if you know anyone who is still in that state. They are some of the most egotistical people that I know in my life. And I've heard other people say that as well. Like, there's a lot of ego right now that's very brainwashed. So, ugh. And I kept thinking, once disclosure started happening, that there was going to be like sadness and healing and, I've just got to, what does it all mean? But apparently in this timeline, what is being told to her over and over by all these people is no, it's going to get real nasty. And, logically, you just look at humanity. They haven't been dealing with their emotions forever. Drink, drug, drama, anything that they can do to hide from their really realizing themselves, facing themselves, doing the inner work, so yeah, they aren't very in touch with their emotions. So I thought it would be like they would, be forced to be by having, but they're not at that point yet, I guess, because I guess we're going to go into some really angry people, which, yeah, I've talked about these people before on Nextdoor when I watch these conversations. These people are bullies. So yeah, these people are just going to get mad. They're not going to get, some may get sad and want to do some inner work, but there's going to be a lot of anger. So we're about to deal with just so much anger, and there's going to be violence, a lot of violence. And it's going to go on for months. Like, we're just hitting into the dark winter. If this stuff that's being said is accurate to the timeline that we're actually on. So it's going to get really dark and really ugly. You need to make sure you have more than just like a week or two of food. You need to be prepared. Like, there could be times you're not able to get to food at all. From what they're saying, like, cities are going to be getting burnt down, and not by the groups that were, by angry people who are ready to take the government apart. And, I kept thinking that as the disclosure happened, that they would also be disclosing these crimes, and people would see, and be focused on the trials and stuff, because it's all recorded. And that may be part of it. I don't know, because I don't see things like the way that a lot of other people do. With like, my first reaction to things is not anger, so I don't know, but there's going to be a lot of anger, a lot of just repressed emotion, and it's going to be super horrible, to the point like you can't go to the store because the city is burning down. And so make sure you are prepared at your home to be able to be there. Think about different kinds of lights, generators. You could end up having to, your cousin or your sister or brother or somebody else's house or city could be getting burned down. They need to come to yours. It's very likely, because China owns our power grid. So it's very likely we are not going to have power for a lot of the times, because a lot of people don't know we're in the middle of a war. But, the old mainstream media has just got everybody looking over here. So the you got to be prepared that we may be really cut off from power. And that's, all of our phones and stuff have to have power, because you have to have the Wi-Fi. So, and who knows how that's going to go down with the towers and stuff and the electric grid, who knows. But I would definitely, be prepared. There's enough people saying it. I keep getting the same message over and over and over and over and over. So I think, you've got to at least heed the warning, take it at least serious, even if you don't sit and panic, and be all worried about it, because it really is going to be so much better once we get through this part. It's just getting through this part, and it's as the collective, they have to, like it's an individual thing, but we are also all one. So we all have to, as a group, humanity has to feel this pain. And so, it's going to be rough, because there's going to be so many people going through personal stuff. And when they find out about these, they find out about these, they find out about what's inside of them that they're fighting and stuff, and just the lies and lies. Like, I know somebody who was lied, and I've talked about this before. They were lied by their first boyfriend about, they kept him around because they said they had cancer and they needed help and stuff. So they kept staying with this person to help them, when the whole thing was a lie. And that was very traumatic to this person. Like, they've not been able to get over it for a long time. I don't know if they are over it. When we're tricked and we're manipulated and stuff, it's a hard thing to get over. So this is going to be rough. People are going to be going through some shit, personal shit. And then we're going to have a lot of anger reactions and stuff. So yeah, be prepared for there to be some more burning of cities. Be prepared with your food and stuff. But so what she's saying, that they're saying, is that we're going to go through this period, and it's going to be horrible, really horrible. And it's going to be months. And she said by next July that the solar flash is supposed to happen. So within a year. So that would be a whole year if it goes that way. But it's also, once we start going through that, it's going to be us. We are that timeline, kind of. So if we get to a certain point, like we could get to that point in December, that when we get to that point, that's when the ships are going to come in, because we can't go past that point. Like, we aren't allowed to blow this planet up. We have restrictions as humans. Like, we can come here and we can try and figure out how to be conscious beings, but we can't blow up the fucking planet. So, I've said before, that this is an experiment. We're being watched all the time. We are consciousness coming to awareness in these beings, and there's a whole, all the stuff that I say, I can go so much further into the stuff, because you don't know when someone's listening how much they know about things. But you can go back and listen to a lot of my other stuff. If this doesn't make sense to you, if you care about it and you're trying to understand, then you can go back and listen to more, because I explain a lot of different things about stuff in the other ones. But I don't want to do it on every one, re-explain it, because people who do know what's going on, it's going to be irritating. So anyways, so when when all the fighting is going on, there's going to be, the cities are getting burned down. We're going to be in a complete darkness. The smoke is going to be so bad, it's going to cover the sun. And that could also be earthquakes. Like, the earth can be reacting to all this too. Like, this isn't just this is going to be rough stuff. And I knew that was coming about the rough stuff. I knew that we were going to go through a rough patch. And all along I've been like, I don't know how it's going to play out. I just know it's going to be really, really bad. And it's going to be really, really hard. But it's going to be great on the other side. I don't see all this this part. I just know it's going to be really bad. Like, I didn't see that Trump shit coming at all. I really, really thought he was a bad guy. I mean, I was being tricked like a motherfucker. So, yeah, when the cities and stuff start burning down and it's going to cover the sun, it's going to be 3 days of darkness, that's when the ships are going to come in. So huge motherships are going to come in, and they're going to start, they're going to put people in like what we would consider like a hypnotic state. You know, they don't have to sit there and with each person. They've got way more technology. They can just put you in a fog. And that's how they usually communicate with us anyways, in dreams and stuff like that. Like, we just don't have the same awareness because we aren't fully to that conscious awareness that we're working on right now to get to. So anyways, they're going to take all the people up on the ships, except for people who have been working on their vibration, because you have to be high vibration to be able to experience this solar flash on the planet. It's going to be super intense. And so the only people who will choose to stay here or be able to stay here are all going to be, they have to be high vibration. And I think they've got some kind of measurement tool too that they can tell. Like, you know, if you think like, hey, you know, I'm all together, I think they can check you and see and say, oof, it's going to be higher. You know, you might want to come with us. So, and I guess it's mostly going to be like starseeds, light workers, and stuff like that are going to be the people who are going to stay, because they've been, you know, like me, working on their spiritual side for years and years now. So, you know, a lot of us have been super focused on it for years. Like, I mean, that's all I worry about. That's all I focus on. If something happens, that's how I process and, you know, figure out how or what I'm going to do. And, you know, it's not based on like God or something. I do think the WWJD thing is a smart way to go, you know. What would Jesus do? Because I think he was there to try and tell people like what the rules were. But, you know, in this fake world, they had to make it manipulative and manipulate the whole thing. So, anyways, when the ships come and they take all the people, the other people who stay here, they're going to experience a flash. And they were saying that it's going to be, you know, this flash comes. And she said that there was people down on the ground. There was people having convulsions. There was all sorts of stuff. But the people who weren't on the ground and stuff, they all were running around, touching people on the forehead. There was something they were doing, and it was helping the people. But she said within however long, like time is not going to be the same as how we measure it now. However long, eventually everybody did get up and start. You know, they got over it. They didn't just, you know, meld. And they got up and they started working. And so they said what they see it as is that there's going to be, we're going to follow grids when we build communities. We're not going to just, you know, take over the whole planet. We're going to have grids, and there's going to be cities and stuff. And the one that this person was talking about that they kept seeing was a crystal city on the coast. It's all built out of crystal. So things are going to be so much different in our future than now. And that the people who left on the ships, they have to go somewhere. And I'm not sure if they just stay on the ships like in classes or something, or go through different processes, but they have to work on raising their vibration to come back, because it's going to be higher. So they're not going to be able to be here until they can raise their vibration to be here comfortably. And once they come back, which eventually, you know, people will just keep coming back and coming back, but they're going to be like in some kind of healing centers. And I had heard a long time ago about, and it was someone else. I don't know if it was a channeler, but I've heard most of the stuff. If I talk about it and I say I've heard it, it's not like I just heard it from one person. I can hear stuff and then I'll go research stuff, and then I'll just keep my ears perked to more information about that and stuff. So it's not like I'm just like, oh, you know, Joe said this, so this is happening. No, this is, you know, I went and talk about it, throw on a whole bunch of, and it has to also align with my own inner knowing. And this I'm sharing because I think that people better start taking a lot more serious about what's going on, because if the solar flash is definitely going to happen. It's happening. And I mean, we can't get away from that happening. And, people need to be getting prepared. Fuck, I was telling people 5 or 6 years ago, and there's no movement towards that yet. So yeah, and if we're down to the last year, but it can come much faster, because if humanity like goes completely crazy, which it's basically what they do. If they go completely crazy and just start burning shit down, and we go into the 3 days of darkness, that's when you know that the solar flash is about to come. It's when we go into the 3 days of darkness, from what she's saying, because it's right after that. The 3 days of darkness is when they're going to start taking people off the planet. But we're all going to go into this other kind of like conscious state. The more connected, like one thing that I have noticed in my own self is that it is a different kind of connection. Like, I'm not connected to the stuff that's going on in the same way I used to be, but it is also, I don't know how to explain it, and I've talked about it before, but it feels like sometimes like I'm in a dream. Like, this isn't any more real to me than a dream, if that makes sense. And yeah, there's something happens to your consciousness. I don't know, and I'm sure everyone would explain it differently, and it's a hard thing to explain, but you just something changes. And so I don't know if if I've already worked towards that change, and or there will be some other kind of state that, because I'm definitely going to stay for it. I feel positive I'm going to stay for it, because I feel like that I've been told over and over and over, like prepare, prepare, prepare. And all of the people who have been being told prepare, who have been like, oh yes, I've got to prepare, because your inner guidance is agreeing with that. There's a reason, there's a purpose. Like when I was just talking to my mom, and she doesn't have a generator and stuff, and I said, all this time when we're talking about like, why are we the only ones in the family who know what's going on? I was like, well, maybe it's all because cities are going to be burning down. There's going to be people who have to show up at our house. Like, we've got to get prepared. Like, I don't know how nutty shit is going to get. But yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I just had higher hopes, that there would be a lot more inner thoughtfulness in their waking up than the, violent outburst. But I don't know. Whatever it takes to get there. I just want to get to the good part. We're going to have to go through some more. So there's going to be a lot more. Like I've been sitting here thinking, oh gosh, get out of this house soon. Oh, it's going to be happening. They're going to disclose, and then everybody's going to be sad, but I'm going to go out and travel and just be, out experiencing. But now it's like, oh, no, it could totally go where, yeah, you can't even leave your house at all. Last night, I think I might have even said this already, but somebody was driving around my neighborhood shooting a gun. This is way out in the middle of nowhere. So, and I've talked before about on Next Door about how these people, some of those bullies, their attitude and stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. I could be in a fucking total danger zone. I have no idea. Washington State, like, people are going to find out how tricked they are. I heard that California is about to find out, a whole bunch of states are about to find out they were never blue. That was all manipulated. That was all forced on them. And they've been fighting for their rights. It's weird because it is like they create this barrier that isn't real, but it is real. Like in our minds, it's so real, and we're seeing it. Like I saw it so much on Twitter. Once I had said that, I supported the T-Rump, then yeah, people just like don't even give a shit, and totally attack. And especially when like what a small amount of people actually did vote for that fucking whoever's playing him, that guy in the mask, who is such a small amount, but they're the ones, like, oh, you guys are racist, and It's like, we totally outnumber you. We're saying we're not racist. We're saying, everyone's equal. Don't, it's so weird because, like, do they not see how that just keeps going, swing back? Okay, all, the white folks that are saying, fuck the white folks. We got to support the other people. They've had a harder time. I'll tell you right now, go in and watch The Godfather. I watched Scarface last night. If you think that this is like the worst of times, yeah, you're being misled. And if you think that racism is, rearing its ugly head, it's been dying for a long time. Go in and see what the past was like. Go in and look, because we are moved way past that. And it is the government that is holding on to it tightly because they know how much it keeps people fighting. But, all these people, when people say that, it's like, okay, well, in school, they're telling your kid what a piece of shit they are now. Every kid that's not this color is a rotten, horrible person. They're making them not even understand their gender identity and all this stuff. They're just fucking with their minds. And kids, here, don't forget your backpack. Go get treated like shit. Be indoctrinated. See you later. You don't even know what you're in for. Well, I mean, luckily that system's ending. I got to see what the end results is of that. And it's not, the indoctrination camps, pull your kids out now. Fuck that. This whole system is crumbling. It's not going to matter. All the bullshit, all the little degrees and papers and all the bullshit that they've told us are super important are not going to fucking matter about the bullshit. Everything's going to change. So there's no fucking way I'd have my kid in school right now. No fucking way. But anyways, when this whole thing happens, then it's just going to be super crazy. I'm like, what was I saying? It seemed like I was talking about like several things. I always do that though. And then it's like, wait, was I saying that? No, wait, was I saying that? I don't remember. Well, anyways, there is, we really are headed to this period of time really, really quick. So, if you are listening to this and you're still at the point of like, oh, this stuff's crazy, then just pay attention, because I've been paying attention for a long time, and you will definitely see like, what are those things called? I have so many words going through there. Well, I'll think of it in a second, but they're markers, there'll be markers along the way that will be like, oh, this did happen. Oh, this did happen. So pay attention. If disclosure happens here coming up this summer, and right after it starts being, oh, by the way, also, oh, by the way, also, by the way, also, by the way, also, every fucking day, and you start seeing people really getting pissed, then maybe too late to prepare, but I'd still, and you got a lot of people running to their Bibles, getting their Bibles out, and, prayer is good, no matter what. Prayer is good. It's positive energy you're sending out there. Our energy is very powerful. And so prayer is good, but you're going to have a lot more of, you'll feel a lot better, I think, in your own self if you connect with yourself, if you connect with who's communicating with you and stuff. I think that's the way you should go, because even if you're somebody who's going to be going on the ship, you still have to get to that point to come back. You still have to get in touch with yourself. So I would start working on that. I wouldn't go run and get my Bible and start reading Revelations and stuff like that, and prepare yourself and get guns and everything. I mean, you can get some guns if you want. I still don't have any. I was talking to my mom, and she goes, well, if shit goes down, we got our bug spray. Yeah, be out there, someone's shooting at you. Got my bug spray. Bug spray works good though. If somebody comes in, like if you have a can and you're right by your bed, if somebody comes in and gets you like up close, tries to attack you, like someone, a rapist come through your window or something like that, bug spray is good for that. Yeah, you'll blind them. It will burn so bad. And some people, it depends on the chemicals in each bug spray, but some lose their vision forever. So yeah, it's serious, but you will stop the attack if someone's like stabbing you, choking you, or whatever. Get your bug spray. Yeah, keep your eyes closed because it probably do the same thing to yours. So depends on how close they are, but definitely when you start spraying, close your eyes. But I heard that about the bug spray a long time ago. And so my mom and I are always like, well, keep your bug spray. Keep your bug spray close. Anyways, so, I just say, as I say all the time, really focus on yourself. Be prepared because, there's enough talk about it that I say take it serious. Like, I would love to Pollyanna the whole way through, but really, like, logically, we know there's a lot of anger waiting to bust out of this collective. And so, in the earth will, whatever we're doing, it will do too. So if there's anger bursting out, then yeah, there could be some earthquakes and stuff. So 3 days of complete darkness, that won't surprise me. But anyways, be prepared for all that stuff. And your biggest prepared is taking care of yourself. Focus on your health. Don't listen to, the fucking Gator Boy or that guy's globalist who's out to murder. He just wants to clear the globe so he can sit on his pot of cash. Pile of these people, these money hoarders. It's disgusting. How can you hoard money like that and watch people die of starvation? Well, that's why they think, well, yeah, if we just, kill off those weak ones, we'll just keep the ones that keep on giving us money. If they go to work and they buy stuff and they give us their money, then they can stay. Those other ones, we don't care about them. Yeah, they don't care. And they really are, once people start figuring out old Gator Boy, who he was killing, they want to talk about racist. Yeah. Yeah, there's some racists left here, but they're in the government and they're fucking killing people purposely that they want dead. They're a bunch of fucking monsters. And we still got fucking that Nazi mentality. The Nazis have been here the whole fucking time because integrity doesn't matter when it comes to technology. They all have to out-technology each other. So anyways, just work on yourself, work on your health, work on your connection, and, connecting with yourself, taking time listening to yourself, listening to your body. So anyways, I say that all the time. I always say the same things, but anyways, I just really wanted to get that. Man, I feel like my hair looks weird. I really wanted to get that out there, and because I think that we all need to spread these messages so that we are all aware and we all are prepared. And don't get caught up in the anger and stuff. Like if your town's burning down, don't run out there and burn it down and steal a fucking TV out of a store. As crazy as it may sound, go sit in your living room and pray and meditate. Stay centered. Don't get caught up in the chaos. Because the chaos is temporary. And that's not karmic ties you want to have. So, release it. Those people need to go deal with that shit. That's their shit they need to deal with. I'm past that. So I will be sitting in my house meditating or drawing or painting or singing or dancing or being silly or whatever. Remember, live your life. That's what you're here for. Live your life, grow and learn and experience. And just know that your soul knows you came here for this transition. Your soul knows what to do. So the more you get in touch with your soul, the more you listen and understand, then the more you're going to know of what you're supposed to do. And everything's going to be okay. This is the actual birth. We're going into the birth of we're going out of the labor pains and into the actual birth of the new age. And so then the new age is going to be so fucking great. The age of Aquarius is going to be, it's been said by ancient ones that it's going to be heaven on earth. So, And in the Bible, that's what they're talking about, the tribulation and getting to the part for the heaven on earth. So we're almost there. We just got to go through a really ugly part. So, you know, okay, I'll stop talking. So have a great day, and, you know, just connect with yourself and love yourself, love your neighbor, love everybody. I love you. Talk to you later.